Greetings YouTube viewers, it is Saturday the 12th of September 2020 and welcome to another video on the TheIanBullock channel. I'm recording this from the streets near the marketplace in historic Norwich, Norfolk, East Anglia, England, and that's in the United Kingdom. Because I wanted to talk a little bit, really for the record, about 2020. This year has been memorable for all the wrong reasons, of course, because it has been the year of coronavirus, COVID-19 it's also called, the global pandemic illness. And you may notice in this video that some shoppers are wearing face coverings, face masks, which have become mandatory sort of when going into shops and things. And I just wanted to talk about this because when I look back over some of my YouTube videos, it actually sounds as if someone's got it over there, someone's coughing. When I look back over my videos, I noticed that it's quite interesting to see the different changes that have occurred since I put the videos up. And this one, I'm hoping that if you view it in 5 or 10 years time, you'll say, goodness, was 2020 the year of coronavirus? Because so much has changed since then. I'm going to take you on a little tour while I'm talking, so if you find the commentary goes on a bit, you can always just look at the pictures. So this is the winner of Britain's Best Large Outdoor Market 2019, Norwich's famous covered market. I'm going to try going into there. It's got lots of little sort of alleyways and passageways, and it's very popular with particularly young people, I think, who like the bargains. I think I'm going the wrong way actually. Let's see how we get on. So this is the covered market: food, clothing, bric-a-brac, sort of burger stalls, chip stalls, all sorts of things. This has been a terrible year really, 2020, and I don't really think anyone saw it coming. The pandemic, coronavirus, came from China, quickly spread around the globe, and at one point thousands and thousands of people were dying every day. And I just checked this morning, the number of people who've died in the UK is 41,614 as of September. And we've all got used to a culture of wearing masks, what they call socially distancing, where you have to stand a certain distance away from people. Close contact is discouraged. Mixing of different households has different rules associated with it. We had a period of lockdown on, I think it was March the 16th. The last day that I worked was March the 14th, and then on March the 16th we had this period called the lockdown, where we all had to stay inside our homes and only go out for really essential reasons, but everything was locked down. Shops, cafes, restaurants, doctors' surgeries, dentists, pubs, theatres, museums, virtually every aspect of life was just closed, and all you could do was stay at home. There was a limited amount of time ultimately that you could go out for to exercise, but it was a very strict regime and proved quite difficult for a lot of people. Hospital visiting became a problem, operations were cancelled, doctors' appointments were cancelled, and it was a very difficult period to live through for many people. And the death rate was obviously very high. That slowed down a bit recently, we're now in September, but they're predicting now possibly a second wave or a spike in the period leading up to Christmas. Just going to come out of the market now. There's some burger and hot dog stalls, chips, speciality meats. I'll go a little bit further around here. Bits and pieces for your Hoover and washing machine. Cards, gifts, souvenirs. I'm going to go down here and back to where I came onto what's called Gentleman's Walk. It's been a very difficult year, 2020, and in my lifetime, I'm now 57, so I was born in 1963. In my lifetime, I've really never known anything like this. I missed the two world wars, of course. There were one or two notable incidents in my lifetime. The attack on the Twin Towers, September the 11th, and the Pentagon was a terrible time. I suppose the death of Princess Diana, 1997, that was another one that was a shocking piece of news. And during my lifetime, there's been things like the odd petrol strike, power cuts during the Union militancy and industrial strife of the 1970s. But apart from that, I think probably I've lived through an interesting and comfortable period, the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and so on. But I certainly never saw 2020 coming. And as I say, I was just recording this so that when people look back on it, September 2020, they'll say, goodness, that was a very, very difficult time for the world. Restrictions are in place at the moment across most countries. There's quarantining if you go on holiday and come back from foreign destinations. And the situation is muddled slightly by the fact that England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland all have different devolved parliaments making different rules. So that's it for Norwich City Centre, September 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic. So far I've been okay. The symptoms, I think, are a new and persistent cough, a rise in temperature, persistent temperature, and a sudden loss of smell and taste. Those are the symptoms, and there are testing stations dotted around in different locations where people can get tested if they fear they have some of those symptoms. I've been okay so far, and a lot of people have been shielding. During the lockdown, of course, we were told to stay indoors, not visit friends and family, not have any kind of a social life, and just hang around at home, which for many people was a very strict lockdown. For me, it was kind of normal routine of day-to-day life.
Have you got a cure?
Only kidding. But yeah, 2020 is one that we would rather forget. And if you're watching this next year, 2021, or in a few years' time, let's hope that things have picked up with coronavirus, COVID-19, and the global pandemic.